Look, you guys can go on coffee dates if you want. I am not trying to knock like another woman's decision.
So, hot take. Coffee dates, ice cream dates, drink dates, etc.
When a guy's suggesting to take you out on a coffee date instead of a dinner date or an activity date for your first date, it probably means one of these three things.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see several women complaining about coffee dates, or as they're now called, low-value dates. One woman even says that if a man can't spend at least $200 on a date, she blocks him. We'll also hear from a down-to-earth woman who makes it clear that many women today only care about money. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on our way to 150,000 subscribers, and with your support, we're going to hit that goal. Share your experience or opinion about these cases in the comments below. And without further introduction, let's get started.
Look, you guys can go on coffee dates if you want. I am not trying to knock like another woman's decisions, but knowing what I know about men, like I won't do that because they literally put us in categories right from the very beginning, right? And I cannot fall into the category, oh, she seems cute. Let's see where this goes. Low effort date. She can like prove that she's worth going to dinner with or like spending more time with. If you don't see my inherent value from the beginning, you don't pursue me in the way that you would be pursuing your dream girl, I get the ick. The fact that there's another woman out there that you would pull out all the stops for or put in the effort for, because I guarantee you there is. Guarantee you there's always somebody that they would do it for. And I'm not that person. That means you are not my person. Absolutely not.
Your worth can't be measured by a date. If it could, then how do you see the men who took you to fancy restaurants and you never saw again? Simps. Because the goal wasn't the man, it was the place. You wanted the expensive dish, the fancy glass, and the Instagram photo. And in that photo, everything shows up except the guy who paid. The man turns into a sponsor. All they want is for him to spend, for the food to look luxurious, for it to seem like a millionaire's lifestyle, even if the guy who was there with her doesn't even make it into the memory. Because the intention was never to get to know him, it was to show off. So that whole dream girl talk makes no sense when the real interest isn't in who you are, but in how much you can spend.
So, hot take. Coffee dates, ice cream dates, drink dates, etc. are low effort. Okay. I had this man ask me on a date tonight, and he said, oh, let's go for drinks. I would love to take you out. And I told him respectfully, no, I only do dinner dates. He was like, oh, I don't do dinner dates on the first date. Blocked. I'm not about to play with y'all, okay? These men, we need to, as women, we need to stop letting these men get away with low effort dates and literally doing the thing, okay? Because first of all, why are you trying to get me impaired on the first date? Or why are you trying to get impaired around me on the first date? I'm uncomfortable. Absolutely not. Dinner is great. You can have drinks at dinner. That's 100% a non-negotiable for me. As soon as you're saying that you're not taking me to dinner, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not trying to convince you. Is that you're blocked. Goodbye. The only time I would slightly understand drinks, like a coffee date, salad date, ice cream date, etc., is if he's like a millionaire, billionaire, okay, trillionaire. Like, unless you're up there. But the men that are doing this are regular men anyways. You get what I'm saying? It's regular men who don't want to spend the money on you, right? They want to feel like you have to convince them on that first date why they should take you out to a dinner, spend $200. Maybe if I take myself out to $200 dates by myself and I treat myself all the time, why would you think you're going to commit and take me to no rangy ass, like cheap ass type of drink date? No. And I get it. I feel like as women, a lot of us think of short commitment dates such as drinks, coffee, etc., as, a way for you to leave if things are uncomfortable or, like a quick exit, right? However, that's not how men view things. They're not coming from a safety standpoint. They're trying to get you turned, and also looking at it financially, like, I'm not going to spend all that money on this girl. Thinking that dinner is that much of an investment is problematic and toxic. I don't deal with it, and I'm not going to argue about it. Blocked. These men are so complacent doing the bare minimum, and if you allow a man to do the bare minimum once, baby, he gonna keep doing it. That's what I've learned. That low effort shit is not flying with me at all. But I want to know what y'all think.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
We get it. You're a gold digger. If a man can't take you on a $200 date that you say you pay for all the time yourself, then what do you even need him for? This is the type who goes out with 5 girlfriends to an expensive restaurant, all dressed up, but with water in their glasses because not one of them is willing to split a bottle of wine. The first date is to get to know each other. Inviting a woman to drink alcohol on the first date isn't right. She's got a point there, but a coffee is casual. If you don't like it, you leave. There's no need to sit for hours with a woman who won't even split the bill and leaves you with a $200 tab. All for her to go home, text the guy she actually likes, and leave you with an empty wallet and a "we can be friends."
Women.
When a guy is suggesting to take you out on a coffee date instead of a dinner date or an activity date for your first date, it probably means one of these 3 things. Number 1, he is choosing a low effort, low value date because he is probably dating multiple women. And you might be okay with that because you might be dating multiple men, but it's just something to think about because he is not putting in the effort and money into planning a notable, worthy first date because he's probably going on the same date with so many women just to figure out who is going to be a good match. And essentially there's nothing wrong with that, but it's up to you if you're okay with that. Number 2, he's probably kind of cheap. Even if it is about point number 1, if a guy has money and he's not cheap, a dinner to him is like a cup of coffee to an average Joe. Even if he's dating multiple women, he'll still want to take you out for a nice dinner. Number 3, it's just a meet and greet before he plans a proper date.
Starting from her refusal to go on coffee dates, let's just think about one thing. If she only agrees to go out for dinner because that shows effort, how many men have already wasted their money on her? If she turned down the guy who suggested coffee, what happened to the ones who actually paid for dinner? Because the result was the same. None of them got anywhere with her. They were all rejected just the same. The only difference was the money those men lost. The first date is meant to get to know each other, to see if there's a connection, chemistry, if it's worth moving forward. The second one, that's when you really try to win her over, but only if the first showed clear signs of interest. Going straight into spending $200 so she can take pictures, post stories where you're not even in the frame, and then block you because she didn't feel a spark, leaves you feeling like a fool with an empty wallet.
So, hot take. Coffee dates, ice cream dates, drink dates, etc. are low effort. Okay? I had this man ask me on a date tonight.
So I watched this video all the way through, right, before I even said anything. And she is gorgeous, by the way. Very beautiful woman. My take on this is very different from hers. I met my husband 15 years ago, and our first date was at Cold Stone, the ice cream shop. Before I dated my husband, most men that I was dating, I was getting top-notch treatment, the best dinners, the best everything. I'm from Chicago, so you know how beautiful Chicago nightlife is. Like, you go to the best of the best, skylines, everything, right? Getting all of that treatment just to still be treated like shit. The reason my husband chose Cold Stone to take me on, it had nothing to do with him being cheap. It had everything to do with him listening. Because when we was talking over the phone, I told him I love ice cream, right? So that ice cream date, and after the ice cream, being able to go to the lakefront, because we went to the lakefront in Chicago and sat down and ate ice cream. That was one of the best dates that I had ever had in my life. It was so intimate. It was so peaceful. It was so quiet. And it meant a lot to me because a man actually took the time out of his day to want to get a chance to just sit and talk to me about my likes and dislikes, where I come from, my upbringing, all of that, right? See, in today's world, the social aspect is done. Everything is online now. Everything is fast paced. Everything is gimme, 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 gimme. Money, 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 money. I want. Top notch, top notch. That's the world we're living in right now. 50, 50, 50, 50. All of this crazy shit. And nobody's actually dating each other with the intentions of actually getting a chance to know each other. Our second date was a date in the park with a picnic. He went out and he got all of everything that I could have ever imagined. Blankets and everything. Took me on a beautiful, quiet picnic date. Like, and that don't mean I don't like top-notch things. Like, that don't mean I don't like extravagant things, because yes, I requires that. My husband definitely, he spoils me in that way too. But I will say this. Now, I watched her video all the way through, and the only thing I will honestly agree with her about is the drinks date.
I completely agree with this woman. I know a guy, now married, who left the dating game without being the most attractive. But he had a strategy. He always started with a nice coffee shop in town, then headed to the nearby amusement park and finished with a walk on the beach. Nothing extravagant, but it was genuine. That guy actually got results with that kind of date because he showed interest without spending a fortune. Genuine interest isn't negotiable. A woman who demands you spend a ton of money just to get to know her isn't interested in you. She's interested in the lifestyle you can provide. When a woman really likes a man, she doesn't care if it's just coffee. Don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about taking her out drinking on the first date. That's not right. But a simple date is perfect for getting to know each other. She even said it herself. The men who spent the most were the ones who treated her the worst. Meanwhile, the guy who was honest, calm, and attentive took her on a date where they genuinely connected. And he's the one who ended up winning her over.
I don't feel like no woman should be taking that chance of going out with no man on a drink date. No, absolutely not. Alcohol, anything. Absolutely not. That's a no-go. Now, that date, definitely turn it down. But an ice cream date, a simple date, a walk in the park, for me, that's where it's at for me. I love getting dressed up. I love playing in makeup. I love getting dolled up. I love good perfume. I love a good time, good music, good food, good energy, good people, extravagant things. But it's a balance, because I'm a mother with 2 sons, right? There is no way on God's green earth I will tell my son to go all out to take a woman that he just met on the first date, take her to the top-notch restaurant. I don't give a damn what nobody say. That makes 0 sense. You better get a chance. You better get a chance to know this woman to see if you even like her. See, that's the part that we missing. We talking about money, money, money. Give me, give me, give me. Do I even like you? I might not even like you. There is no way I'm about to do all of this for a person to impress a motherfucker that I don't know, a stranger? Absolutely not. I will ask my son, after dating her, how do you feel about her? Do you see good qualities in her? Do you want to even be around her? Like, is this long term or is this short term? Like, those are the conversations that people should be having. Not just take me to the fanciest restaurant Chicago has to offer, spend a bag on me. It's like y'all tripping. Y'all, most of you, stop it. That's a bit to the extreme. If I had passed up on that date with my husband, the ice cream date, and if I had that way of thinking, I don't know. I don't think I probably would even saw potential in him to even lead to marriage, kids, a home, and all of those other things. All I would say is do what works for you. If you don't like the ice cream dates and the coffee dates and the walk in the park, girl, you're not wrong for that. Do your thing. But for the women that do, that's not a pick-me. That just means that some women are on a different time. That don't mean you lowering your standards. That don't mean you don't like nice things. That just means that maybe you are in a different space in your life right now where you've had that and that shit didn't mean nothing. Because that was my experience. I had it and it didn't mean absolutely nothing. Something as small as taking me to a Cold Stone ice cream shop and just talking to me and getting a chance to know me meant more than overlooking Chicago skyline, eating the best steak, dressed to the T's to the nines, top-notch everything. That's just me. That was my take on it. So, I mean, do what you want with it. All I'm saying is everybody have what they like and what they don't like. There is no such thing as, oh, well, that's beneath me. You're a pick me, or that's, girl, you have no standards. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's absolutely bullshit. And if that's what you want for you, then do you.
If you ask 50% of married women, most of them aren't with the guy who spent a fortune on the first date. But if you ask the ones who were only used for one night, many will tell you it was with the guy who sold them the luxury date fantasy and never called again. A man who's genuinely interested wants to get to know you, not buy you. He looks for a relaxed setting, without pressure, where he can see who you really are. Of course, On the second date, he'll make more of an effort if he saw that you're the kind of woman he's looking for. But if from the start you demand to be taken to a high-end place, expect him to drop $200 just for the privilege of talking to you. Don't expect that man to be there for anything serious. The one who agrees to that without even knowing you just wants to sleep with you. And his strategy is obvious. Sell you the fantasy of being a princess, impress you with money, make you feel special for one night, and then disappear. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. Has a woman ever demanded that you take her to an expensive place on the first date? If you're married, what was your first date like? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to keep creating more.